Aloha, I'm Vice Chair Kipukai Kualii, and with me.
Aloha, I am Council Member Bernard Carvalho.
And then we're here to do the Council Roundup, the recap for Chair Raposo, who couldn't be here today. And this is for the council meeting of July 10th, Wednesday, July 10th. Last Wednesday, we didn't have a council meeting yesterday. So we started our meeting with prayer, words of wisdom, we call it, from Pastor Nathan Gross from Kauai Baptist Church. And then we had some certificates for all of our Little League boys. Or baseball.
Yeah, baseball. So, for the Little League certificates, we had Pony, Mustang, and Bronco. 3 different age groups. And it was really nice to have the boys all there with us, the coaches, the parents, and just recognizing them for taking state champions.
All of them, all the 3 different age groups, state champions. And then they were getting ready to go on to different contests on the continent. I think maybe some of them has happened already. Yeah.
Well, a brief update. My grandson is on the younger group championship team, and they just played today, in fact, and they won their first game, and they're in California right now. So I just want to share that. But overall, it's about all 3 teams going from Kauai to the mainland to represent, and we're so proud of them.
And that certificate was, those 3 different certificates was sponsored by Councilmember Carvalho and Councilmember Kagawa.
Yes.
We also had a certificate for Koloa Plantation Days. So our big annual event there in Koloa, celebrating our plantation lifestyle, that's coming right up. I think this weekend and next weekend. The big parade is next Saturday.
Next Saturday.
I think it's the 27th or the 28th, 27th. So come on out to the parade. Aro Kaneshiro and the committee were there to receive the certificate from the council.
And those of you who never attended, you should attend. But this is really takes you all the way back to old plantation days, right?
Absolutely.
And they recognize all our aunties and uncles, our families. Kipukai and our families come from the plantation days. So
there'll be a big festival in the park after the parade with lots of food vendors.
Just come and enjoy, everybody.
Culture, fairs, entertainment, some of the halaus. We did start our business day with a special order of the day, which was the return of our workforce housing credits bill, because in the prior meeting, the vote was a 3-3 tie, so it was to come back to Councilmember Bulasan was absent to break that tie. We did have more discussions. We had a lot of testimony. And then nearing to the end of the meeting, actually, something triggered something in my brain. And I was chairing the meeting because Council Chair Raposo was already not in that meeting. And then I got some advice from the attorney, and he couldn't help me right away. He said, I'm not sure, I think you're fine. But just to be sure, and as an abundance of caution, I asked the rest of the council for another deferral so that I could go to the Board of Ethics, just to make sure that I didn't have any conflict because of my work in the homestead community, where the Hawaiian homestead community, where I help with our community development corporation that does projects in the community, that built like our community certified kitchen, and it is always also looking now into developing some fourplexes, which is housing for our seniors and our youth. So just want to make sure that there wasn't a conflict there. So it was deferred for a month. So it will be coming back.
I just wanted to say, Councilmember, we appreciate Councilmember Kualii's leadership in this. And we're all working together, workforce. Well, housing in general is such a big part of what we're advocating and supporting, obviously. But in this particular case, as Councilmember just shared, that we have to take a little time out on this one, but it's going to come back, and we have some healthy discussion on it.
The bill initiated from our housing director, and as the council's housing chair, I was working with the director on leading the bill. So it'll be back. And then we had 3 different communications with the prosecuting attorney. The first one was for $550,000 to receive and expend federal funds, and that was from the Bureau of Justice Assistance. and it's to start a mental health diversion program with Ho'olalahui, Hawaii. So the prosecuting attorney was there to explain the program, and the council, of course, voted unanimously to accept the funds and initiate that program. And then
And the second one was approval to receive and expend federal funds in amount of $126,812 from the impaired driving grant to reimburse up to 1,040 hours of traffic safety prosecutor's position. So it's kind of just overall
traffic
and travel costs and all that. So
traffic safety.
Yeah.
And then the third one was also with the prosecuting attorney for $280,000. It's part of the opioid settlement funds. And so for Kauai, the prosecutor is looking to start a Kauai fentanyl task force to address the opioid use disorders, mental health, and then purposes of harm reduction. Okay, that was the three bills from the prosecutor.
prosecuting attorney.
Then we did have a legal document, which was a grant of easement for with the county and the state Department of Transportation to do in the areas where they were doing emergency flood repairs. We had minutes from our Parks and Rec Transportation Committee. And then the bill for second reading was the bill for concessions, refreshment concessions, and liquor in the parks. And so we had a lot of discussion on that, as we have in our committee as well. I think the bill came out of the Parks and Rec Committee with staff's initiation and support, and I think Councilmember Kagawa. And this basically is so that we can have events, the county can lease out, basically, event organizers would rent the space, like the stadium, for big events like concerts. And then when they have these big events, they sell alcohol. That's part of how they make money at these events.
But it does not include
Yeah, there was concern about the youth. So
events or KIF events.
none of
and
our
all that.
sporting events,
No
that's not
alcohol
what
at
they're
those
talking
events,
about.
But this is more. for
And
use of
it'll
the
be
facility.
monitored by the parks
Yes,
as well as with the our liquor control agency as well. And I think that was it.
That was the main ones
It
right
was a
there.
pretty short meeting,
Overall for the meeting.
which is good because we have to travel that night too. So
I know, but yeah, overall, I think we were able to really get you the meeting and complete what we needed to complete, and
So-
as we just shared.
happy to be giving you this update. Chair Raposo should be back next week after our National Association of Counties conference that we all attended, well, the two of us and Chair Raposo and Councilmember DaCosta in Tampa Bay, Florida. Bernard and I came straight back home Tuesday night, and the chair stopped in Austin to visit with his daughter and his new grandson. So safe travels home, Chair. Mahalo, everyone.
travels.
Mahalo, Hoike and George here.
Mahalo, Ike. Thank you so
for
much
doing
for all
this
the
for
work you
us,
do,
everyone.
and
Yeah. Aloha.
we're happy to be here. Aloha.